Okay.
Okay. So we're playing something very special from my childhood this Halloween.
Hello.
Hello. So yeah, this is probably going to wind up being a one-off. I've literally never beaten this game in my life. And I very rarely get farther than a very short distance. So I wouldn't be surprised if this was like a 30-minute play.
What is Hi!
How is about that MS Paint, right?
That is amazing. That font.
It is for real the best logo ever. So
is that like a real font that you can like get from somewhere? Because that would be amazing.
Wrote that. Like, it's really obvious.
I kind of want that
This
as
is
a font.
Sunsoft and Nintendo.
This game is as old as we are.
Yeah, 1989. It's Uncle Fester's Quest, The Addams Family.
Spooky.
Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start a game. So there's your character. There's Uncle Fester.
So all we know is that like New York got abducted by aliens.
He's
or
fighting
something?
them frogs. He's got a little gun.
Except
I don't know what it
guns?
is. No, not really. You can shoot these little boogers. Boogers are all he really shoots so far. And then there's boogers on the street, and you've got to shoot those. These are more like polyps, but if you can blow them up, you can get money.
Cool.
They also have power-ups in them sometimes. There's a hot dog stand down there, too. Oh, and sometimes it doesn't destroy them all the way. So you have to destroy them and make sure they're destroyed. Frogs take forever to kill. I don't know who designed this game. I mean, clearly it's Sunsoft, but this is not... So the reason why I never beat this as a kid, and the reason I never got very far as a kid, is that this game is ridiculous for no real reason. Yeah, I did. I also already lost one of my health. I think I lost it to the polyp. Yeah, you've got 2 hits in a top-down shooter where you're fighting frogs with a really shit gun and picking up some money from these street polyps.
So the thing with NES games is that there was no idea of what like
what a game should be.
Yeah, like there were no real rules in place yet because it was like a brand new frontier. Not completely because Atari existed way before this.
This is one of my favorite enemies in anything ever.
Oh man.
You can kind of see him from a distance, but I'll show you why in just a second. We got to get to him. Anytime the frog goes off screen, I believe it regenerates all of its health because of how the NES worked. I could be wrong, but this man...
Oh shit.
It's a screaming face that shoots mosquito bees.
And they stay on the screen.
Oh yeah, they stay around. Unless you can hit them, which is not impossible, yeah. And there's more than one of them in here.
Oh boy.
It's fine so long as you can get into like one particular position. It's not too hard to just keep hitting them. Because they kind of just
developed
fly into
a third
it, right?
B.
Yeah, no, there's quite a few problems with this game's difficulty.
Okay.
All right. So notice the polyps are all back as well up on the street there.
Yeah. This was like the wild frontier of like anyone can like make a game.
The wild frontier of garbage.
I mean, not literally anyone.
Oh no, I picked up a gun. Okay, so it upgraded my gun into this weird shot that kind of goes around.
So you can't just point and shoot anymore.
Yeah, no, you can't. This is an upgrade, but yeah, you're right, you can't. Let's see if I remember how to do this.
Oh, is this the
this is my start screen. I'm trying to remember how to... God, is it even here? I don't remember. There's a way to go into places like this, I want to say.
In games from the NES...
No, wait. Pause is select.
I was going to suggest select.
Yeah, it wasn't select.
Like, select, no one ever knew what to do with, so that's usually a good thing to try.
So I have bulbs, I have keys, I have money. I think I can use a key to do this, but I don't want to use a key to do this. Bulbs obviously are light if you go into a darker area, like down there. This is a house. I can walk up and if I can get into it, I think I can open this house with a key.
Can you?
Pretty sure. I think it's meant to be my house.
I don't think that's the Addams Family house.
It's a Addams Family house. How do you do this? God, I hate this so much. I can't remember how to do this, unfortunately. Well, that's annoying.
Oh, well.
Oh, there it is. Pugsley gave me TNT.
Well, it might not be the Addams Family house, but Pugsley is in it. For reasons unknown.
Yeah, so Pugsley is... Well, they own many houses because they're very rich.
Yeah, where does their money come from? Is it ever explained?
They're just rich.
They just own a lot of stock in Halloween.
They're old money. That's the Addams Family's entire shtick, is they are from old money. I guess.
So you're just gonna try and raid
Yeah, I'm
those
gonna try
hot
and get
dogs.
into this hot dog stand now that I remembered which button it is to open doors.
So I was never really an Addams Family person.
Oh god, I loved the Addams Family as a kid. It was the best.
It was okay. I was much more of a Munsters kind of person. Because first of all, they're actually monsters.
I mean, the Addams Family is kind of monsters too. They're just not recognizable types of monster.
They're people. They're humans.
No!
Oh.
No!
The Addams Family are all weird humans, except for maybe like the hand and the butler. Butler can still
So
be
in true NES style, if you die, you have to start the whole thing over. But thankfully, this one does have a continue. So if you die, you can come back with whatever gun you had.
Oh, that's nice.
And I think all of your items, if I'm not mistaken. So that's at least not too bad. Going down, by the way, is the only direction you can go, because if you go up here, this requires an item, if I remember correctly, to get past. Like, there's like a wooden board item that you put down, and then you can walk over that.
Okay.
But good luck
You
finding it.
You just lost a health.
Yeah, because I touched a polyp, I'm aware.
It was just sitting right there.
I don't think you can get them back, either. Like, health is a commodity in this game that is, like, incredibly rare. Which is, it's absolute bullshit. Oh. What? We just had a crash. Okay.
Is that what that was?
Yeah. Alright, give me a minute to get this working again. Okay, and we're back.
That was spooky.
Yeah, that was pretty spooky. The system we have came unplugged, I think. Spooky!
A ghost did it.
A ghost unplugged our game machine!
I think I was just trying to say, like, when we left off, that, like, the Addams Family are mostly just humans who are weird, with a few exceptions. And the monsters are, like, just literal monsters, with one exception.
Being the...
Marilyn.
Yeah, Marilyn the niece. Yeah. I couldn't remember. I kept wanting to call her the cousin, and I guess she is technically a cousin.
Yeah, she's Eddie's cousin, yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, I was always more into them because they were way more just, like, peppy and upbeat while being monsters, as opposed to the Addams Family, who were just, like, eccentric regular people. It was like, I don't know, as a kid that didn't, like, appeal to me as much.
I mean, the Addams Family is, but isn't. There's a very good question of whether or not the Addams Family is technically immortal. And also a good question of whether or not the Addams Family is actually monsters, but they just look like people. It is questioned within the series, and there are sort of... You can make an argument for a lot of it.
Wow.
Because of... there are certain characters who are eventually shown in certain circumstances and things that are members of the Addams Family that are clearly monsters. Like Cousin
It,
yeah. And Thing, which is the hand butler.
Is that Thing related to them?
No, I don't think it's actually related to them. May as well be. He's the butler.
You just need to get into a goddamn hot dog
I do.
stand.
It's annoying. How do I use this money?
You eat it.
Do I have to hit a weird button combo? No?
What button was it when you got Pugsley to give you TNT?
It was a button that I... Oh, there we go. Oh, okay, good. I did use money that time. Okay, so whatever you're highlighting, when you hit your alternative button, it uses it. That's what's going on.
Okay.
So I did have the key equipped the last time I did that. I'm moving real slow right now, by the way.
What happened?
I got hit by one of them bees, and I think the bees just do that.
That's
troubling
terrible.
and awful. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it is, I agree.
Okay, so you have a bulb and...
No, wait, I walked out. There we go.
Okay. Why are we in the sewers?
Because this is where Fester lives. No, it isn't.
No.
No. So notice how my shot is absolutely ridiculously useless here.
Oh my god, yeah, no, that's
also,
that's
yeah,
suck.
there's rats in the sewers, as there should be in every video game that has a sewer ever. And they are super fast, and basically a much stronger enemy than almost anything I've fought prior to this. For no reason. Just, you know, they're rats. That's how rats do. I guess. But yeah, now I get to be slow fester for like the rest of the game. I don't know if this ever gets fixed.
Is there there's no like switch gun type button, right?
No, I'm pretty sure there is.
Did you
not.
literally just go?
Yeah, I didn't realize that was just literally.
Oh my god!
Okay, they're everywhere now.
What determines enemy placement in this game?
It is determined not randomly. There are enemy spawn points, but I think that there is a system for random number generator that determines whether or not enemies spawn at particular intervals. Okay, so there's nothing in here. I'm
That's
dead.
a dead end.
I'm just straight up dead at this point. These rats are gonna murder me.
Okay.
Like, if you know this game super good, like the back of your hand, you might actually be able to play this pretty well, to be honest. I'm sure there's like speed runs of this game, but boy, is this game awful otherwise. Like
speed runs of Fester's Quest, just Faster's Quest.
I mean,
no, that's
much.
the ROM hack where they put Sonic in instead.
Yeah, Faster's Quest would be the Sonic one.
And they just edit all the hot dog stands to say chili dogs.
Yeah, I'd play that.
Yeah. You'd play that more than you play this.
I would.
Where did you get this game?
So when I was a child, I got my first NES from my cousins, who were moving at the time. They were both very nice people, but when they moved, were like, hey, we can't take our video games with us. And I'm like, that's depressing. And they're like, sure is. So they left me with their NES. I was 4 years old. So this was in...
This would have
like
been
93.
Yeah, 93. So like the SNES would have come out either at the time or was going to. I don't remember.
Yeah, and I come from a family that's relatively poor. I mean, we didn't have a lot of money when I was growing up for much things. And yes, the SNES was right around the corner. It hadn't released yet, but it was getting there. So prior to this, the only time that I ever played video games was when I went over to like friends' houses. And I got an NES, and I was like, oh shit, this is amazing, this is the best, and I could play it, and there were a ton of games, and like, I don't know, Green Frogs now. Christ.
And the colors do indicate like strength and health.
Yeah, and I don't know if you noticed it, but the Green Frog has an alternative attack as well.
Oh yeah, none of the others have tongued at you.
Nope, none of them. Go away. But
although they seem to be pretty limited in their movement.
Yeah, well, the green ones have to stop every so often to do that thing with their tongue.
And I don't know if they can go up or down. The blue ones did wiggle around a little.
They can. They just haven't yet.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, so I'm gonna die here. Anyway, my cousins gave me my first NES, and along with it, all of the games that I got right at the start, and this just happens to be one of the games that they gave me.
Okay. So, like, you didn't find this inside, like, a cursed tomb or a garage sale?
I kind of wish I did. Oh, good. Fun. Yeah. Good luck finding anything in Fester's Quest, by the way.
The game is about exploring. Except not really. Oh, now we can move again.
Yeah, now we can move quickly.
Kinda.
It's sort of. So, yeah, no, this whole game, this whole fucking game... It's just this over and over again, and you kind of just got to figure out where you're going, and there's exploration, and it's like, I'm sure at the time it seemed like a really cool idea for a lot of this stuff, because you said it yourself, like, it was a no man's land at the time. The NES was something that nobody had really figured out 100% how to make work good.
Although, I keep kind of correcting myself on that the Atari came out way before this, so people had some level of understanding of what a video game was.
Yeah, well, it's not like it wasn't everything is Hangman, basically.
Yeah, like...
Because that was the problem that the Atari had. For those of you who don't know, that was the problem the Atari had.
The Atari had a lot of problems, but also, like, games on the Atari weren't necessarily... Yeah. Games on the Atari weren't necessarily like this because, like, you had, like, Pitfall, but you didn't have a whole lot of games that were about running around a map and adventuring other than, like, Pitfall. There was a lot of games that were like Pong-likes or other like, here's a thing, you go do the thing.
Blank likes were very common in Atari.
Yeah, there was a lot of things that were just clones.
Gotta go all the way back.
But like the idea of like games where it's like you run around and do a lot of stuff, like they didn't have the
oh damn!
Just walked into that.
Yeah, I was trying to get a hot dog.
Well, the idea of like having a big map you walk around in and do things like in this or in like Mario Brothers and things like that, like they didn't really have.
Call that a big map, yeah.
Yeah, like you don't have that concept on the Atari because the Atari was super limited in what it could do. So like when they got to this, it was like still kind of like no one was sure exactly how to use all that power.
No, nobody really knew what the fuck they were doing, and I don't know. It's just that this game is a little bit. It feels very No Man's Landy because like nobody really knows what the fuck they were doing,
and it was clearly kind of a
tie-in with a thing. Yeah.
Really weird
89. 89 should have been, if I am not mistaken, about the year that the movie came out.
Is that what happened?
For one of the movies, I think, for
yeah, because Addams Family original was like black and white. It was like early 60s.
Well, yeah, like the old school cartoons.
And then like in the late 80s, early 90s, they started doing like a
TV
revival
series.
thing. They had a cartoon. They had at least
two movies.
Like 2 movies.
Maybe 3 if I'm not mistaken, but I think it was at least 2. Yeah.
Yeah, but there was just a whole bunch of stuff that came out that was like I don't know who decided to revive the Addams Family.
Blue Frog.
Yeah.
Why?
Why are the frogs so mean?
Because they're aliens or something.
I guess.
I think that's the argument, is that they're aliens and the polyps are aliens and
that's not the same sewer we had been in, though, right?
That's a different one.
Okay.
That is a different sewer, yeah. There's a gun right in ahead of me.
Right.
Fuck you! Why did that frog make it through but none of the other ones did?
I don't know.
They're evolving!
Into, like, salamanders?
The red ones are becoming strong. They're showing up.
This is suffering.
Oh, I know. It's awful. This whole game is suffering.
Existence is hard.
Every part of this game is difficult. Like, watching it, I'm sure, is difficult.
Alright.
I apologize to everyone watching.
Sorry for Fester's quest.
Yeah, sorry for Fester's quest. But I'm doing it anyway. I want to do it.
Because it's Halloween.
I want a Fester's.
It's Halloween, and we've got to spook ourselves somehow.
Spook us up some spooko. Wednesday gives you vice grips.
What are you doing with those?
Do you see the little noose in the background?
Yeah.
Vice grip.
I
don't even know what the hell that is.
Each child should have their own
home. Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't really make any sense.
They're spoiled.
Yeah, and it's also nonsense. That's not really how it worked in the show. They had their own rooms. Show and movies, I guess. But they had their own rooms, but it's not like they're gonna literally have, like, fuck you, frog, their own houses, basically. Oh my god, all the frogs respawn.
They sure did.
Die, horrible amphibians. My gun shoots so bad.
Why does Fester think it's his responsibility to save this world? This world that rejects him and his kind.
Him and his bald head.
Actually, I don't think the Addams know that people find them creepy.
I don't remember. Maybe. Let's just say maybe.
Like, the Munsters find everyone around them creepy, and they think they're normal.
I think the Addams Family and the Munsters shared a lot of things, and I think that's one of the things that was shared in the concept stage.
Addams Family came first, right?
I don't know.
I feel like their concept was a little more high concept, as opposed to the Munsters was like, here's just, standard universal horror monsters, but they're a family.
Oh, you know what? Lurch. Lurch is kind of an Addams who is, he still kind of works at the house. He's not really, like, part of their immediate family, but they consider him a part of the family, quote unquote. He's their doorman, and he's like a Frankenstein. Like, straight up like a what's his face? The Dad and the Munsters style Frankenstein.
Yeah, like a universal flat top Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't gone down to this segment of
not into this
not
particular
in any
sewer.
seriousness. Oh my god, this gun.
Yeah, there's another rat. There's no way to get rid of guns once you pick them up, by the way. I should probably point that out. Like, to my knowledge, there's no way of fixing this. I'm just stuck with this gun forever.
Not that we checked. We don't really have, like,
well, it's not like I got
like
an instruction manual or nothing for this game.
I'm
I don't
sure
think I
it came
ever
with
had
one
an instruction
originally.
manual for this game. I don't know.
Yeah, no.
Ironically,
boy.
screw you, dude. Ironically, I did actually have a ton of instruction manuals from that era. Like, I still have a bunch of NES instruction manuals around.
Yeah, I was gonna take them and scan them, and I kind of forgot.
No, well, they're still about, but there's, like, all sorts of weird ones, like the weird inconsistent Metroid one, where, I don't know if people know this, but in the original Metroid, the booklet, the handheld booklet
Fuck these
for it,
things that are the
these
same
slimes,
color as the ground.
These slimes that are the same color as the ground and multiply every time you hit one.
Why, though?
They can only multiply a certain number of times, but they continue to multiply. And it's just a tremendous pain in the ass. But
if they're off screen, they're respawning, aren't they?
No, I don't think so. Thank God. But the original Metroid like handbook for the game refers to Samus as a he.
Well, there was spoilers involved.
Yeah, you could totally argue that it's spoilers, but that's where a lot of the plot for later games comes from, is from the booklet for the original Metroid, which is just this horrible garbage piece of literature with really nice pictures. I don't know who did the art for Metroid, but boy, were they great. Was it Gunpei Yokoi?
I don't know. I honestly don't know a whole lot about Metroid.
Because he's the creator of the game as well.
Yeah.
This one, by the way, doesn't drop bees. It drops... Well, it does drop bees, but it drops other things as well. And now I'm stuck. Going slow again. See it, though? It drops, like, worms, and I think the worms turn into bees.
Yeah, I don't like these guys anymore.
I never really like these guys.
I like their faces.
Oh yeah, no, the faces are great. They're still great, even if they're disgusting, horrible monsters.
Yeah, like the faces are endearing, but they need to stop spitting like leeches at you.
Oh, good. Yeah, great. This is what I needed.
Yeah.
See you later. I'm gonna die down here. Fester's gonna die in the sewer.
The way he lived.
The way he lived. In the sewer.
Underground with his gun.
So that's the other sewer there. That one on the left-hand side, those stairs.
The dead end
Yeah, that
one.
was the other sewer that we went down into. The one that's lower than the houses or whatever.
Yeah, back in the day, they were confused about what a console was, so they kept doing things that would have been like arcade logic in games. So like, you just screw the player over because every time they die, you get another quarter out of them.
Yeah,
but
so
it doesn't
you do
matter.
wind up getting things that don't really matter, and it's like, why did you ever think that that was a good idea? Like this slowdown thing. The slowdown is like clearly built to quarter munch, but hey, this isn't an arcade game, and I don't think it ever was. Like, why would you do that? Why would you actively try and punish your user base in a game that they've paid sometimes up to, and people forget this, but in the NES era, $100 a game?
I hope that Fester's Quest wasn't $100.
I bet it was, because the Nintendo itself was incredibly expensive. It was like a fucking, I don't know, like a $300 or $400 machine, and each game was like $100 a piece.
Man. I'm also thinking that a part of the difficulty was because of the culture of gaming at the time being very much that, like, you were the coolest kid on the block if you could beat the games, and you have your your hat backwards.
Maybe
and then there were like hotlines for like tips, and I don't know if they were free hotlines. They may have been.
Some of them were, some of them were not. Some of them you did have to pay for, but I don't think that those were like the official ones ever.
But yeah,
yes! My gun shoots straight now!
Oh my god! Holy shit!
It's not like a rapid, though. I can't hold it down. I have to press it myself. But there's not a limitation on like the number that I can have on the screen, so for as fast as I can hit the button...
That's beautiful. It's a whole new era of getting away from slimes.
Yeah, except I think as soon as I touch that blue gun... Oh, okay, no. I can just walk away from these slimes.
So you didn't like press a button to switch or anything. It's just
no,
you picked up a thing.
I just picked up a different gun and it went, okay, I'm
Have you been filling a gun meter or something?
I don't know. I don't think so. There is no gun meter to my knowledge.
There's whatever's going on
There's a gun up there.
We have a whip?
It says whip, but I can't figure out how to make it go down.
Huh.
Maybe if I hold down a button and then press down? No. Nope, that's not it. Although I just turned on my money, I guess, so that's fine.
We've got $50.
Nothing at all.
We're rich. We're the Addams family.
Yeah, the Addams family considers $50 to be extremely rich.
Or maybe that's all the money they give to Fester.
So I love that my shots, when they get near the end of the screen, watch this. They shoot super fast, they stop, and then they shoot super fast.
That's
like,
weird.
for no reason. I don't know if the physics of this game were kind of fucked, or like if that was intentional.
It almost looks cool.
Yeah, it reminds me of like that Winnie the Pooh baseball game.
God, I forgot that was a thing. We should help get that.
Yeah. Oh God, I've beaten that before. I don't want to have to do that a second time. Like,
well, everyone can tell us in the comments if they want to see Winnie the Pooh baseball.
I'd rather not.
That's
a true horror game.
I imagine it wouldn't be all that, like, you don't have to shoot that.
No, but if I fill up the on-screen enemies, I'm hoping that I won't have to fight any for a little bit.
Maybe.
Unfortunately, they're not on-screen anymore, so
Yeah.
that's not going to help me, even if that was true.
Yeah, anyways, like, in the comments, people can say if they want to see Winnie the Pooh baseball, but it's gonna be a one-off because fuck that. Also,
Yeah,
does that even exist anymore? Really?
Winnie the Pooh baseball? Yeah.
Like, is that website still around?
Yeah, it is.
I guess even if it wasn't, someone would have a mirror somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like the Space Jam website, but it's.
Oh
it's
man, the
around.
Space Jam website.
I think that one's gone now, actually.
I wish that the internet was like a thing. Oh, that's how you
Fuck,
do it.
pink frogs. No, they're so fast and they're spitting fire! Why?
Burns!
Oh, I immediately died. Let's see if I can continue on that side.
Oh,
Nope.
fuck it.
And now there's blue frogs in the starting zone.
Oh my god, what was I saying?
Fun. Very fun. The polyps are all gone as well. I don't know what you were saying.
Oh no, I know what I was saying.
What's up?
That I kind of wish that the internet was like a thing at the time that like quality control free NES games were a thing, because like the level of weird merchandising that was around at the time where everything got a video game and half of them were shit, like I just kind of wish that all of those developers were also trying to be super marketing savvy and put up like GeoCities quality websites that will give you like tips and codes.
That would be nice.
You bring in your proof of purchase from the game and get a cool hat with the logo on it. And just all the information and then like a bunch of like trivia.
I got that bad gun back. But do you remember when Final Fantasy Tactics Advance came out and they still had tip hotlines for it, and all the commercials were like really attractive actors dressed up as the characters, and they looked nothing like them at all?
I have Final Fantasy Tactics Advance somewhere, I think. I don't remember that at all.
So I wanted to point something out. I'm pretty sure that this works. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it does. You can get TNT in this game, and I think you can use it to blow a lot of shit up. No, okay, I was wrong.
Maybe
I thought you could use it to blow up a hot
frogs.
dog stand. I can't remember. I know you can use it to blow up frogs. I think that's its intended purpose.
Yeah. But,
yeah.
can you imagine, though, being a kid in 1989 and being able to, like, load your dial-up and go to, like, festorsquest.biz?
.biz. Yeah.
And like...
Oh, fuck
boy.
you, rat.
There we go.
Hey, there it
Was
is.
it worth it, though?
No. I have, like, a limited number of those. Like, a very, very limited number of those.
But yeah, like just going to festorsquest.biz, which we
Might
might
be
have
worth it to do that, though. Well,
a little.
Kinda.
Oh, Jesus. You go to festorsquest.biz, which we should, like, reserve, because there's no way that's already
No,
owned.
there's not.
And-
It can't be.
And you go there, and there's, like, a which Fester gun are you
God.
quiz for your personality. And, like, all these tips and tricks and cool rumors about how to get the best Fester gun.
Morticia Adams says, try pressing select to automatically win the game. And like,
And that doesn't work. 'Cause you
no, yeah,
press
Professor
select.
Oak, though. Select is just pause.
How about, like... God, I can't even think of any more. What's another old internet thing? Like, no, like at the bottom of the page, it's part of a web ring, and the other games are like, was there a Beetlejuice game?
Sign a guest book. There might have been a Beetlejuice game. I don't actually remember.
God, that would probably... What would a Beetlejuice game be about?
A Beetlejuice?
I know that. Jesus. Like, this would be about the right time for it to have been about... No, the cartoon wasn't out yet, right?
Maybe. I don't actually know if the cartoon would have been out at the time. That was a 90s cartoon. This is 89, so I'm guessing it wouldn't have been. These green frogs weren't originally here.
Yeah, fuck these guys.
Yeah, these are new.
You're getting really TNT happy.
Yeah, well, it's killing them, kinda, so... I'm just trying to get rid of them as fast as I can. Because I don't want to have to deal with these green fox.
I could believe, like, a Beetlejuice cartoon-based game being, like,
that
just
could be
a
fun.
platformer.
There was enough plot going on in Beetlejuice that people would have enjoyed that.
Yeah, I can imagine being a platformer where sometimes you, like, meet up with, like, friend characters and then the gameplay changes a little, like the Monster Next Door lets you smash through things. Or that skeleton lets you be a skeleton. I don't remember that guy's name. Yeah, the French skeleton. I don't remember any
of the characters from Beetlejuice.
I remember that one of them was the Monster Next Door, and he was like Gossamer, but he was Texan. And then there was a French skeleton, and then there was Beetlejuice. I kind of remember a French skeleton. And then there was like the blonde popular girl from school who Lydia hated.
Yeah, I don't even remember that character's name, but I remember what she looks like.
Yeah, no, like you can imagine her in your head. Because she's the same as every other blonde popular girl that you hate in a cartoon.
Cartoons had a way in the 90s of making the same character 80 times.
Yeah, but I can imagine that being a good game. What would a Beetlejuice movie game be like?
Well, people forget Beetlejuice is one of those series where it's like the movie came out and it really wasn't for kids. I mean, kids could watch it if they wanted to. I remember distinctly watching it as a child and getting scared as shit of that movie.
Well, yeah, the effects in it were pretty...
They were pretty good.
So they weren't, like super realistic, obviously, because nothing in that movie was realistic. But, like, they were creepy enough and well done enough in their exaggerated style that, like, if you weren't prepared for them and you were, like, 6 years old, you would be, like, a little mildly ill from it.
Well, I don't know about ill, but I would be spooked.
Yeah, like watching like these dead people like stretch their face out and then make spooky faces with us, like, ugh.
I don't actually know what the Vice grip does.
Me either.
I'm using them apparently.
I don't understand.
Huh. Let's look at this screen real quick, by the way.
You have no nooses.
Bulbs, Vice grip, money, key, potion, missile, noose, invisible, and TNT.
Yeah.
Some of these fester items.
Where do we even get this much TNT?
Some of these fester items are a little intense. Like,
I mean, maybe he started with a bunch of TNT because he's fester.
Well, he didn't. You had to pick it up, and Wednesday gave me a bunch.
I don't remember very much about Fester specifically in the Addams Family. Am I correct in assuming he was basically just Gonzo in human form?
You could make that argument if you really wanted to.
I mean, he probably didn't want to fuck chickens, but I can't prove he didn't.
I remember watching the series as a kid, but I remember the movies a little bit better, and I remember the first movie confused the shit out of me, because in the first movie, Fester is introduced as the long-lost cousin Fester.
Cousin Fester?
Long-lost Uncle Fester.
Whose
uncle
brother is he?
He's Gomez's uncle, or Gomez's brother, sorry.
Huh.
Yeah, man. He's the uncle to the kids.
Man, is this one of those, like, dominant gene, recessive gene issues?
Brother! Maybe.
That's French.
He implying he's gonna kiss up on his brother's bald-ass head and his arms and whatever?
Well, they fight on top of, like, a nuclear mech.
A nuclear, like, fucking Halloween mech?
Yes.
Yeah, they're fighting up on, like, Halloween gear. I don't know what you'd call Metal Gear, but Halloween themed. The pumpkin.
Metal Fear.
Yeah, Metal Fear. Good, good. That's the best name you could have come up
Yeah,
with.
no, I'm going to have to Google Metal Fear Solid and see what it means on the internet.
Oh boy, this is going to be fun again. Blue frog path.
At least you've got enough space to shoot.
Yeah, well, these frogs seem to respawn infinitely on this path, so...
Well, you got through it.
Yeah. The first time it was way fucking worse than that, though.
Fuck these
I don't
guys
know what
entirely.
happened with the first path. Yeah, these guys are actually completely unnecessary, I'm starting to notice. I'm back down to only one hit, by the way. I forget what hit me.
Who would be who in Metal Fear Solid?
I don't care.
Because if
Pugsley
Snake...
can be Otacon.
Who?
Pugsley, the son.
Okay. So he just meets his son.
Did you seriously not know that character's
No,
name?
it took me a second because I was like adjusting my glasses and it made a noise in my ear.
Okay.
Because my headphones and my glasses are fighting each other. You picked up gun. What did it do?
Yeah, I picked
nothing.
up a lot of stuff.
Yeah. But
I killed myself with that TNT.
Great.
Oh, this is nothing like the Addams Family. Fester shouldn't die from TNT use.
That's true.
Alright, do you want to call it an end?
Yeah.
Alright, we're gonna end it here.
In the comments...
So what are your final thoughts on Fester's quest?
In the comments, give us as many, Metal Gear Solid jokes as possible translated into Addams Family stuff.
Please don't.
Metal Gear Solid, come on.
Okay, anyway, how do you feel about this?
This game is wild and free, and I think it suffers for it.
But it's a beautiful, beautiful horse to watch from a distance, right?
Also, I'm ultimately bothered by the fact that these letters aren't shaded.
Yeah. This opening is super good, though.
Oh, yeah, no, they probably took an actual photo of the Addams Family house, though, and, like, translated into this.
I mean, maybe, but it's like, everything else is super good, too. Like, the art style is on point. I mean, it has its own art style.
On the actual gameplay, it's like, you can take
No, the gameplay is kind of...
Like, the graphics you see there, you can take or leave.
I feel like the game's too slow, and it turns Fester into literally a tank, because he's just a slow-moving gun. The
gun thing is not great either, where, the upgraded gun just wobbles weird.
It could have been better.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That was a spooky sewer.
Yeah, spooky!
Spooky hot dogs.
Spooky October.
Spooky, copyright information.
Yeah, spooky good night, everybody.
Good night.
They're creepy and they're kooky.